Hey everyone, it's Kirk McLean here, and you're watching Clay's Canucks Commentary.
Hey Canucks fans, and welcome to Clay's Canucks Commentary Live, presented to you by Van City Experts Real Estate. I am your host, Clay, Emo Canuck Clay, and this is my Canucks take, all in one take. It is Sunday night, October the 27th. If you're new, here's what you should do. Hit the subscribe button now for daily Canucks insight that's positive, timely, and trustworthy. Hope you guys had a great weekend. I had a very good weekend, very relaxing. No more studying, doing YouTube, taking naps, going to Canucks games, holding impromptu live streams, doing group Zoom chats. It has been a wonderful weekend. I've got to throw church in there as well. Some good family time. So I hope you had a good weekend as well. It's not a competition. Maybe one of us had a better weekend, and that's fine. And maybe you value different things. But I can say I'm rested. I feel good. I'm looking good. Got my sweet GLCPC shirt on once again. No, wrong way. There you go. Yes. And I'm happy to be with all of you tonight for my weekly Sunday night live stream. So moderators, do what you need to do to keep this a safe and respectful place. Members as legends, Hall of Fame members, franchise members, and all of you, thank you for your support. And thanks to all of you for watching, no matter where you're watching from, whether my beautiful neighborhood of Seafton and Richmond, in the city, Lower Mainland, province, country, continent, around the world. Thank you for being here. You know that I know that you could be watching anyone else do anything else, getting ready for work, school, or bed, or all three. But the fact that you're here with me, know how much I always appreciate you, and I never, ever take you for granted. So this is how you can get involved in tonight's show. You can subscribe so you get active in the chat section and get notified of my videos every single day. You can like the video. There are 50 people watching on YouTube. Thank you. There are another 25 watching on X. Thank you. If you're watching on YouTube, make sure you hit the like button. Like the fact that we're together. Like the fact the Canucks have won 4 straight. Like the fact that they are in the top half of the league. And like the fact that they can score 3 goals in a minute and 5 seconds. Also, you can leave a donation. Be the first to get the donation train out of the station. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message, your Triple M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. So last night, I was at the game with my lovely wife, Gail, and I saw many of you there. Like, you guys know that when I go to games, I get recognized, and I'm not bragging. I'm just telling you, I get recognized about between 6 and a dozen times a night. And I love it. I love it. It's not because I'm starving for attention. You guys might disagree, but I love, and you guys have heard me say this, I love connecting with many of you in real life. Just, I can put a face to the name. Yeah, I'm on your streams, or I watch your videos, and I'm so grateful for that, because obviously I wouldn't do this if it wasn't for any of you out there watching, liking, and subscribing and donating. But last night was more than usual. And there were 3 guys in front of me, and Gustavo, Jovito, and Ryan, who I met. There was Karan beside me, who I met. A couple others that I met throughout the night, Ilya and others that I've met for the first time. And man, it brings me so much energy. And I saw Shahid there, and others. Of course, Justin was there, and Rosario and Sarah and Abby. So many people. And it was kind of cool because people were asking me, asking Gail, actually, do you ever get sick of this? Do you ever get tired of this? And then she doesn't even roll her eyes. It's not of a more what indifference. It's a more, Gail's so awesome. She supports me. She takes pictures for me. She holds my drink when I have to take pictures or selfies. It's just a lot of fun. And last night I felt the love. And even Crazy P came to our section, was banging his drum, was in the middle of a cheer. Then he stopped and he pointed at me and goes, "How you doing, brother?" And he says to everyone, "This guy, he brings such light and such joy to the world." And he said a really, really nice thing, but it's just really funny that he said it right in the middle of one of his chants. All to say, I am so grateful for this platform. I'm so grateful. It sounds like I'm showing off, but I come to you in a spirit of humility, quite frankly, and of gratitude. And I love the opportunity to meet all of you in person when I have that chance. I saw Tristan as well. Sorry, I forgot that I saw Tristan and Helen at the intermission as well. So yeah, I just named over a dozen people that I was able to interact with and get to talk Canucks, which is what I love doing. So a great time at the game. I'm not going to actually go over the entire game because I did last night. That was where I was starting to go with my story. I was in such a good mood that I came home and got home by 10:45 after dropping some friends off. And I said to Gail, do you mind if I stream? And she goes, no, go for it. I'm just going to go watch my stupid Netflix shows. No, she didn't say stupid Netflix shows. I said that. So she was fine. She went to bed, or she was lying in bed. And then I did a quick 45-minute show last night, and many of you found it. So I was grateful for those of you that found it. And if you didn't catch it, don't sweat it. It's because you might have notifications on. You might have better things to do on Saturday night than watch this guy or listen to this guy talk about the Vancouver Canucks. But if you want to check out the replay from last night's show, it was pretty good. But I'm not going to relitigate the entire game because I actually did that last night already. So in fairness to those that were there last night, you don't have to hear the same things over and over again. And Alfred, I will get to your donation in a second for sure. Thank you, Alfred. But what I will say is some really good storylines. Elias Pettersson scores his first goal post scuffle with JT Miller, his first goal of the season, and his line with Garland Hoglander continued to look good. Arshdeep Bains scores his first ever NHL goal at home. Daniel Sprong made sure he got the puck for him on a really good play by Sprong, and Bains was happy to see that. They recognized Tyler Myers for his 1,000th game play that played last week. And I tweeted about this earlier today. The more I read about him, the more I learn more about his story, the more I hear teammates talk about him. I'm becoming a big Tyler Myers fan. Like, he's not going to be my favorite Canucks player ever, but I really, I have a newfound respect for Tyler Myers. Appreciation for him is also a good word. And yes, I know he had a lot to live up to, that 5-year contract times $6 million a year. But that wasn't his fault. And you might say, well, Clay, he still has to, just like we were talking about PD 11.6, he still got to perform. I thought he wasn't bad through long stretches of that 5-year contract. And I hope that he does well with his new 3-year contract. He's in year 1 of that new 3-year contract worth $3 million a season. So a lot less. So all to say, was a great game last night. And of course, the 3 goals in a minute 5 in order: Pettersson, Sherwood, and then Miller. And then 5 minutes after that, it was Bains. So all 4 Canucks goals were scored in the second period. Kevin Lankinen made a lot of good saves again. The only one I didn't like was the wraparound, but him, Susie Myers, all looked bad on that second goal, that wraparound goal. What can you do against Malkin, that third one? So overall, a very, very fun game. Blessed to see Sidney Crosby. You don't know how many more opportunities you're going to get to see Crosby live. I thought Malkin was good, but Pittsburgh's defense, they're bad. Like, Letang was just okay. Carlson was bad. He's really lost a step, and he just looks small and out there. He's not dominant anymore. He's a few years removed from that dominant season with San Jose. Yeah, and oh my gosh, Pittsburgh. I don't know if you guys agree with me. You saw this in the game. They give up the puck so much. There's so many neutral zone turnovers with Pittsburgh. So a bit of high risk, high reward team. You still have Crosby, you still have Malkin, you still have Russ, Letang, Carlson. So you have decent players at the top of the lineup, but then not a lot else. So as I mentioned in the stream last night, I wouldn't be surprised if Mike Sullivan is the first coach fired this season. Sorry, Alfred, I took so long I got going there and I got too excited. Took so long to get to your comment, but let's get to it. Let's give some love to Alfred, Skytrain Alfred, in the chat. Skytrain Alfred with a $10 donation. Time to grab the wooden boards as the typhoons of Carolina will come. Oh, I love that imagery. We win when all our wooden boards stay standing despite hurricane fast out for injury. Oh, yeah, there's a lot there. Yes, a good throwback or good pull in terms of what's going on in the States and the Carolina, the natural disaster team name or theme they have. But yeah, and I'll talk about this in a few minutes. It's going to be a good game. It's a battle of 2 teams that are playing well over 500, and they've only played 7 games. And you'll see as kind of a scheduling anomaly or standings anomaly I was looking at earlier. But yes, thank you, Skytrain Alfred, for the $10 donation. Let's get Alfred some love in the chat for sure. Also, let's give some love to Matthew. Matthew with the $3 donation. Thank you. Says Bane's first goal hype. Shout out to Kenny Michael. Matthew, I'm not being sarcastic. Who's Kenny Michael? Tell me who Kenny Michael is, but I want to give a shout out to you. Thank you very much for the donation. Let's give Matthew some love in the chat, even though I don't know who Kenny Michael is. Should I? But I apologize for not knowing that. But thank you very much for the donation. Appreciate you, Matthew. Appreciate you, Irvin. Sorry, Alfred. I was reading Irvin. So thank you, Alfred. Thank you, Matthew. Irvin's comment. Last night I was listening to some other post-game streams, remembering a few of Rob Fay's emergency broadcasts and wishing Clay would do. Oh, that is very sweet of you, Irvin. Yeah, I guess after the game, there's a lot going on, right? There's rink wide, Jeff Patterson and Hsmfangirl. There's Game Over Vancouver that Kaya still runs, and now Mark and someone else I haven't met yet. They do that. So there's rink wide. There's Game Over Vancouver. I know Rev Trev was at a wedding last night, but often he'll do a 9:30 stream. So there's at least those three that are out there. I'm not sure if Locked On Canucks does a post game. Then someone like Geo Rocks, Diener HD, Nuckhead, they all do post game videos. So there is a lot of content out there. But I like to protect my 11 p.m. slot. It's not mine, but I do like it. I do like it for sure. Helen, I was crying over his son reading the lineup for Philly game. Rick Tucker organized it. Yes, I saw this. I saw the Tyler Myers interview after I watched it today, Helen, and then that's the first time I saw his son Tristan reading the line. I watched it 4 times and I was bawling too. Many of you know that the Tyler Myers' first son was born 5 weeks early, lost 80% of blood capacity when he was born. So there's some developmental damage done to him. And even last night when they were on the ice, I noticed that the eldest son was a little bit jittery, a little bit rocking, but I didn't know the story. I thought that maybe he was just either very excited or maybe he did have some challenges. And then to watch that interview, to read the story, very, very touching. And then Gail works with learning assistants at St. Paul. So it was just, we had a nice chat about it. And Helen, I was with you, very touching. And it was really nice to see you at the game last night. Okay, a couple. I'll do a bit more. We'll get to questions later, but really, Kenny saved my life when I was having a heart attack. Oh my gosh. All right, shout out to Kenny then. Thank you. I am going to the game tomorrow, but I'm not confirmed what seats I'm going to be in. So I generally like to do a meetup during the first intermission, but I don't think it's going to happen tomorrow just because it might not be as easy as I want to get to where I want to get to. So all to say, yes, I'll be at the game tomorrow, but it's not confirmed what seats I'm sitting in. Knuckleback, I want you to remember this comment. I really want to see you and Knuckhead do a collab vid or podcast. Well, he was on my 24-hour live stream. Unfortunately, the replay got lost. I've explained that many times on the channel. I won't do it again, but basically, unfortunately, there's no evidence that he was on my 24-hour live stream. But I will be appearing on his podcast in the next couple of weeks as well. We've set up a date to record very, very soon. But so thank you. Yeah, he's doing a really, really good thing with his channel for sure. Time Capital, I saw you made $1,000 on sports betting. That's crazy. I don't even think I even have that money to bet. But making some burgers. And also, Clay, if I donate $1 for every push-up, how many could you do? And I'm going to answer this when I record my Ask Me Anything video right after this. At my peak, I could do 55 in a row or so. Now I could probably do like really good form, fair, probably 15 to 20, maybe. Yeah, no problem, Harry. That's awesome. Hope you enjoy the game tomorrow. BC taking my kid to his first game. I presume it's your first kid, not the one that was born a month ago. That's awesome. That's why Tyler Myers didn't want to leave Vancouver. They were loyal to BC Children's Hospital. Beautiful, beautiful. Who was it that was supposed to donate every time that Baines got a point? Oh, good question. I forgot about that, Viper. And Harry, I'll talk about this in a second. Great question. But Carolina has started the game well. So let's do that. Let me talk about the next 2 games. Oh, Daz Money, you're too kind. You're too kind. Let me preview the next 2 games for the Canucks. Now, actually, before I do that, let me quickly just talk about let's talk about what happened tonight, because that's an easy, actually a good segue into previewing these two games. So tonight, the Oilers come back to win again. So reports of their demise have been greatly exaggerated. They just have their typical slow October start. They beat Detroit in overtime. You had the Devils wiping the Ducks, and this Devils team will be here on Wednesday. You had the Flyers, after winning last night, go back to losing, lose to Montreal, and then Colorado wins their fifth straight. So there's only two teams with longer winning streaks than the Canucks right now. Is the Jets at 8, and it's Colorado at 5. So then you look at the standings, and then you look at our division, and yeah, it's Vegas, LA, Calgary all ahead of us, 13, 12, 11, 10, 9. But we have played fewer games than all of those teams. You look at Carolina, our opponent tomorrow. They are very similar. They're third behind a couple teams, but they've only played 7 games. And that's what I was talking about, you guys. When you look at the league and you look at games played, there's only 4 teams that have played 7 games, and 2 of them are playing tomorrow night, Vancouver and Carolina. They have 10 points. We have 10 points. That means we have the same points percentage. They are 3 games over 500. We are 3 games over 500. So these teams are very, very evenly matched tomorrow. And I was looking, by the way, at Lankinen. Lankinen's got some really, really good stats. But let's look at what's Carolina doing in terms of their scoring. Again, not a lot to go on because they've only played 7 games. Okay, Martin Necas, 9. That's good. He's on my pool. 9 points in 7 games. Then Sebastian Aho was 7. Then Gosterberg was 6. So that's their version of Hughes. And then Jarvis, Svechnikov, and Kotkaniemi. So they have 6 guys who have 5 points or more, including 1, Aho and Svechnikov, who are very good players. Jarvis, young player. Kotkaniemi, young player. And then Gosterberg, like I said, their version of Quinn Hughes from a standpoint of high-scoring D-man. So they have 6 guys who have 5 points or more. You go to the Canucks. We have, look at that. We have 6 guys with 5 points or more. Miller, Besser, Garland, Hughes, Bluger, Sherwood, and then right behind them is Heinen, Pedersen, and DeBrusk. Yeah, can you imagine? We're doing so well without really PD or DeBrusk doing a lot so far. Only 4 points in 7 games. We have 3 guys a point a game pace: JT Miller, Brock Besser, and Connor Garland. I want to see how Carolina's goalies are doing. Okay, so Anderson has started 4. Kochetkov has started 3. Anderson is outplaying Kochetkov 941 to 896, and then 148 to 270. Okay, so I don't know who I guess we're going to get. I don't know when Carolina played last, but maybe we get Anderson tomorrow, I guess. So Carolina, they're a good team. They are a good team from a standpoint. Let's see what they're doing in terms of goals for. We are at 3.43 and they're at 3.29. So pretty much equal. Then goals against, we are at 286. They are at 229. Okay, so they are technically a better defensive team than us. And it comes to power play. Oh, the power play is good. They're at 26-1. We're at 22-7. Penalty kill. We are, I know there's an easier way to look at this. Now I just realized this. They are a bit ahead of us in penalty kill, 85-2 to 82-6. And then finally shots on goal. Well, they get a lot of shots off, 35, and we are down here by 29. So when you look across the stats, actually Carolina is a good team. Yeah, Erwin, that's a great point. A nice barometer matchup. We have the same number of points, 10 points in 7 games. So the same points percentage, obviously. We have similar scoring. No one is killing it for either team. Their leader is Necas with 9 points. Ours are Miller, Garland, and Brock with 7 points. So no one is really killing it from that standpoint. Both teams are getting good goaltending, Anderson and Lankinen, and then their special teams is a little bit better. Now I don't know. I presume the Canucks are going to run the same 18 skaters. So Miller, Besser, and DeBrusk, Pedersen, Garland, Hoglander, Bluger, Sherwood, and Heinen. And then it was Sprong with Suter and Baines. Then defense, Hughes, Hronek, Susie Myers, Brandstrom, and Desharnais. I believe that Derek Forbert is joining the team for practice tomorrow. I don't know why you would change anything on the back end just yet. And you got to get Forbort back to his skating legs. Up front, you're not going to take out Sprong or Baines. They combined on a really nice goal, the game-winning goal for the Canucks. So I don't see Amon getting in. So I think you could go with the same skaters. The question is, do you start Shelovs tomorrow, or do you continue to ride the hot hand in Lankinen? Canucks have not lost since Lankinen has played. He lost the first game, but then he's rattled off 4 straight wins and big gaps, right? The dates were October 17, October 19, then October 22, October 26. So only 2 games last week. And then now we have Carolina on Monday night at home. We have New Jersey on Wednesday night at home. And then you're away. You start your 3-game road trip to California in San Jose on Saturday. And that should be an easier game. Not a guaranteed win, but that should be an easier game. So I'd be very curious to see who starts tomorrow night. I'd be really curious to see who starts tomorrow night. I would have no problem riding Lankinen, honestly, until he falters, because there's no back-to-backs until November 16, 17. And if Lankinen is feeling good and looking at it, he's not showing signs of fatigue. If he gives you the better chance to win, do you go with him? Or is it now being, okay, it's been 2 weeks since Sheila has played. Maybe now is about the time to get him in. And then Lankinen plays on Wednesday against New Jersey. I do think that Shelovs gets one of the next 2 starts. I really do, whether that's Carolina. But I would hate for the team to lose a game and then everyone blames Shelovs because of the way the game goes, or the way, well, who knows? So what do you guys think? Actually, I'm going to put that in the poll right now. Is who do you think, right here, who should start tomorrow? And it'd be very easy to say Lankinen. He's won 4 straight, but I do want you to consider, not even Shelovs' confidence, but just overall flow, opponent, all those type of things. I'm just looking at New Jersey because we talk about Carolina being good. New Jersey is actually leading the league in points. No, they're tied for second, but they've also played the most amount of games. So the Devils have 14 points. The Canucks only have 10, but the New Jersey Devils have actually played 5 more games. So they're only 2 games over 500. They're 6-4-2. So I guess you could argue that Carolina is a stronger team. Does that mean you put in Lankinen tomorrow and you save Shelovs until Wednesday? So that is a thought. Want to highlight Gvan's donation. Thank you, Gvan. So let's give some love to Gvan in the chat. Thank you, Gvan, for the $3 donation. Says, how many goals do you think DeBrusk will finish the season with? I still hope that he can get to 25 goals. I know he's got to move a little bit. Obviously, he doesn't have any yet, but I still think he can get to 25 or so. That's what I'm hoping for, at least. Wow, Lena says, given the current hot streak, save Shelovs until the Cali trip. So play Lankinen for the next 2. Interesting. So let's do this. Let me do my mid-show sponsor read, and I'll leave a lot of time for your questions. There's a lot of people in here, which is great. But let me do the mid-show sponsor read first, and then we'll get to your questions. So my mid-show sponsor read starts with thanking our primary sponsor of this channel, Jason Lim and Van City Experts. Thank you to my channel sponsor, Jason Lim of Van City Experts Real Estate. At Van City Experts, their experience, knowledge, and expertise can serve you well in navigating through the real estate market and will help you to choose the best home or condo in the Greater Vancouver area that best suits your and your family's needs. Again, Jason Lim and Van City Experts. Thank you to Coach Patrick Liu, weight loss coach. You can sign up for a free 5-day workout using the link coachpatrickliu.com/clay. Also, thank you to Gassy Jet Art, maker of that fine artwork. And thank you to Vessi Footwear. Use the link tinyurl.com/VessiClay and receive a free pair of socks off your next purchase of Vessi shoes. You can also purchase Canuck Clay merch, which at least 5 people have done now. We're moving up, you guys. So go to canuckclay.threadless.com. Really appreciate your support for sure. Also, mid-show reminder to you that you can subscribe. You can like the video, We have 107 people watching on YouTube now, another 116 watching on X. Thanks to all of you. You can like the video. You can leave a donation like Alfred has done, like Matthew has done, like Jivan has done. Thank you. You can gift a membership. You can buy your own membership, upgrade your own membership, use your monthly membership message, your Triple M. And if you're listening on a podcast platform, make sure you rate and review. Now, very important, friends, to pay attention to this. My shows for this week, and I want to lay this out for you so you're wondering, well, where the heck's Clay, or what's going on, or did he quit? So tonight is Sunday night, so I don't put it on this bracket. I don't put it on this banner. So tonight was CCC at 11. Today, you're watching it right now. Tomorrow, Monday night, because I'm going to the game, Parker and I will do Canucks After Dark. But he won't wait for me to get all the way home from downtown. Instead, I will make it to my office. So Canucks, depending on what time the game ends, Canucks After Dark will likely start at either 10 or 10:15 because I can get to my office by 10:15 at the latest. I will do Canucks After Dark with Parker from my office, but I will not do my own show tomorrow night because I don't want to be at my office past midnight, especially if I'm not working, and I want to be able to drive home and not make you wait till midnight. So tomorrow night, only Canucks After Dark at 10 or 10:15. No CCC, as it says. Tuesday night will be a regular show at 11. Wednesday night will be a regular show at 11. That'll be the Devils postgame show. And then Thursday night will be members only. Thursday night will be members only. I do 2 of those a month, and I usually do it on a Wednesday or Thursday, whichever one is not game night. That's Halloween night. I'm not sure how many of you that affects, but Wednesday night at 11 will be my member show. So I hope that makes sense. Okay, I'm going to answer Irvin's question, and then I'm going to highlight Skytrain Alfred's amazing donation. Ever thought of streaming from your phone post game in the arena? Yeah, I've recorded videos in the arena. The Canucks staff are they're hospitable, but they're pretty quick about trying to get people out of the arena. So I've recorded quick 1 minute, 2 minute recaps. I think I generally tend against streaming right after the game from my phone, just because I think it's rude to the person that I'm with. Like I could tell Gail or Sean or Jake, hey, buzz off for a bit or give me a few minutes. But I just don't think it's the best quality. Yeah, it's one thing to be in the arena and that's kind of cool, blah, blah, blah. Especially but then I had to look for a place that looks good, that sounds good. So it's a great question, Irvin, and I have thought about it for sure, but I haven't really made streaming from the arena a priority. I just think it's better when I'm in a quiet place, more controlled, I can pay more attention, and I'm not paying attention to the people I'm with. So I hope that makes sense. We got a membership donation to acknowledge. Let's give some love to Skytrain Alfred. Thank you, Skytrain Alfred, for donating 5 memberships, a $25 donation. And they go to Jay, Connor, Kayani, Sharon, and Tucker. That was that Skytrain voice really trailed off at the end. Thank you, Alfred. Let's give some love to Alfred in the chat for the $25 donation, and welcome. Some of you, welcome back to CCC membership. Again, Jay, Connor, Kayani, Sharon, and Tucker. Happy to have all of you. Okay, I'll go for the next 15, 20 minutes, answer as many of your questions as, I love it. The next donation is Alfred with 5 memberships. I love it. I love it. I got to be better. What's on tap? I would have no clue because I don't drink beer, so I don't care. Wi-Fi at Rogers is free, and they do serve Pepsi at Rogers. My Skytrain impression pretty weak. How close do you think Joshua is now that he's finally out of the non-contact jersey? That means it's conditioning. If he's out of the non-contact jersey, it means conditioning. I bet you he doesn't play at home in these next 2. I bet you he does go on the road trip and plays on the road trip. That's my guess. And it'll be. I think ultimately he winds up on the 3rd line with Sherwood, and they scare the heebie-jeebies out of everyone they play. But I think you work him in by starting him in on the 4th line, and you could take out Baines or Sprong when Joshua is ready. Who do you think the Canucks have to look out for against Carolina? Well, I always think of the three. I think of Necas, I think of Svechnikov, and I think of Aho. Those are the three in my head that I think the Canucks have to look out for sure. Canucks 3-2 in OT. She loves get the start and win. Besser, Garland, DeBrus all score. Cool. Time capital. Are you willing to bet on it? Did anyone notice that couple that photobomb the time? Yeah, I'm so surprised that Rogers Arena staff or Sportsnet staff didn't tell that couple to move. Like, it was quite distracting. Of course, if you don't watch it, you just listen, then it's not distracting. But I found it a tad distracting that they were just kind of standing there the whole time. I'm surprised they weren't ushered away. By the way, anyone at the game, did you notice? I didn't want to tweet about this because I don't want the Canucks giving them another reason to get mad at me. But they, when they put the graphic up for Patrick Allvin, they spelled Patrick wrong. They had a C in it. Patrick Allvin's name is Patrik, but they had this traditional Patrick with a C in it, and they took the graphic down like within a second of it being up. It's kind of not the best look when he's your GM. Do all NHL team websites have the comments turned off? Dan, I do not know about that. Is that true with Vancouver? I did not know. No, you cannot bring your own food into Rogers. Good luck. Hey, SG, good luck to your Canucks on November 2nd. Yes, good luck to your Sharks. I wish I could join you on that day, but I'll be at a work event, as I mentioned. Who do you think will make the most impact in the game? So hard to say, Harry, but if you're talking about Canuck, let's go with Petey. Rogers Arena has better beer now. They finally got Blue Moon on tap. Okay, I'm going to have to trust your opinion there. They're a bit creepy, says Viper. I agree. Any tips for taking a 2-year-old to the game? I know you can get my first game signs, but do the Canucks do anything else for kids at their first games? No, basically, BCBC, go to guest services and say, hey, this is my 2-year-old's first game, and then they'll hook you up with the first game pin, maybe get you a thing of popcorn. We never put our kids in earphones or earmuffs for sound protection. Maybe that's why they're so messed up now, but we never did that. I know a lot of people do that. Here's the other thing, BCBC. Technically, by letter of the law, once a kid turns 2 o'clock, 2 o'clock. Yeah. We measure our kids in time now. Once a kid turns 2 years old, they are supposed to have their own seat. But I don't know about you, unless your 2-year-old kid is massive. Most 2-year-old kids I know will be so light that the bucket seat will kind of fold their legs above their head. So my understanding, I've never had to show the age of my kids. You probably know what I'm getting at. So if your kid is 2, even 3, if your kid's a small 4 years old, you could technically bring them in, carry them in. I've never been asked to show the age of my kid. And then you could bring another adult. Now your wife is probably at home watching your newborn, but you could bring a friend or something. What I'm saying is especially if you're a 2-year-old smaller, they don't need their own seat. Now you can't abuse this rule. Like, you can't bring in a 7-year-old. Like, I can't bring in Sean, who's 23, carry him on my shoulder. A, it's physically impossible. B, that would look a little funny. But you know what I mean, right? Just like when you lie about your kid's age at an all-you-can-eat restaurant. I'm not saying I'm advocating lying. I'm just saying I've never been asked to show the age of my kids. Does that make sense? Does that make sense, BCBC? I'll leave that with you to do with it what you will. DeBrus needs his first. I agree. Favorite band of all time. They're not really a band. They're a group. It is a gospel group called Take 6, and then New Edition and Boys to Men as well. Given the Canucks' current record, rate your concern level of our play without Demko. Without Demko, it's an 8. I still think we can. Sorry, it's a 2. My concern level is a 2 without Demko. My concern level ramps up if I know he's not coming back, which isn't the case yet. But right now, it's a 2 because, yeah, the Canucks are 3 games over 500, 7 games in, and because Lankinen is playing very, very well. You think PD scores again? Sure. Why not, Edmund? For sure. Yeah, Viper says they can go to guest services. Anderson, look out now. Oh, getting Rasmus Anderson. Hey, your fan. Hey, Clay. What do you think Joshua plays when he's in? Yeah, when he's in and at full speed, I would run. I kind of want DeBrus back with. I would go Miller, Besser, Hoglander. I would go PD, Garland, DeBrus. Or switch to DeBrus and Hoglander, but I keep that my top 6. I think Hoglander has to be in the top 6. Then I would go Joshua Sherwood with Bluger. That's going to be a tough line to play against. And then I go Suter, Heinen, who would drop down then, and then one of Sprong or Amon or Baines. You could reunite Garland and Joshua and put them with Bluger or Suter on the third line, and then bump a Sprong up to your. So another model could be how they started the season without Heinen though. You go Miller, Besser, Hoglander, PD, DeBrus, Sprong, Garland, Joshua, Bluger, Suter, Sherwood, and Heinen. That is a pretty good lineup. Wow, that is a really good lineup. Yeah. So, and that means your extras are still Baines and Oman. So there's a lot you can do for sure. 4-2 Pedersen. Harry, 4-2 Canucks. Pedersen with the first goal. Whenever I say my picks, I always lose. Okay, that's fair. Hey, Shannon. Yeah, 4-2 Canucks. I'd say Petey and DeBrusque among the scorers. Brandstrom is making it hard for forward to get back in. Yeah, that's a good problem to have for sure. Canucks fans are polite on TV except the hallways. What does that mean? They're bad in the hallways? Or is that a Tortorella reference? Oh, yes. Swervin Irvin, I haven't responded. I saw your comment. Yeah, the lo-fi music was fine. Thank you. It's supposed to not be distracting. That's the main thing. Jason Lim says, hit the like. Hey, Jay, can you reply to my text when you... It's funny. I don't chastise. I give people grief for trying to communicate during the stream and I always say email me. But Jay, if you can text me by the end of the night with the plan for tomorrow, that would be great. Outside of the 6 confirmed players for Canada for the 4 nations, who else would you add to the roster? Oh, Fangirl, can I save this for when we get closer? I don't want to spend too much time on it right now, but I don't even know who's confirmed, but I think there are some obvious ones like McDavid, McKinnon. I think Crosby makes it. Braden Point, Stamkos. Maybe that will be a little bit trickier. Then on D, obviously you have Makar, Pietrangelo, Theodore will probably make it. Taves, and then goaltender will be up in there. But I have to look at all the players. But those are some off the top of my head. Diwali night's on Wednesday, right? Though on New Jersey, not tomorrow. If I'm not mistaken, I made like 30 Oilers fans go nuts in the comment section on the vid. Oh, interesting. There's not a lot of tailgating at Rogers, but they do have like party on the plaza type things for sure. Empty water bottle. Thank you, Helen. I'm not going to the game on Wednesday. Skytree now from Tuesday and Wednesday are the 2 nights I can't go to games, or I don't go to games unless it's a complete game I can't miss. Tuesday night is bowling night. Wednesday night is my church night. Which Canuck player will get their own tee aside from PD, Hughes, Miller, and Demko? Their own T-shirt. Well, Myers has one now. Let's go with. I guess. Do you mean T-shirt, Edmund, or am I missing something? I'll go Brock. Well, I think Brock got his own shirt too. Maybe DeBrusque because he's signed here long term. Maybe Philip Hronik as well. Refilling station for water. I did not see that because I don't drink water at the games. 2-year-old men are not allowed at Rogers. John, I don't know what a 2-year-old man is. They're not wearing the Diwali jerseys and warm up. I think they've gone away with warm up jerseys. I think. Online, it says under 3 feet, they're free. Interesting. So they go by height, not by age. I don't want to make any jokes or say anything because I'm going to get in trouble, but that's interesting. If anyone is going to the November 12th game, okay, that is... Who is... Oh, that's the Calgary game. That's the Calgary game. Hey, Rosero, nice to see you tomorrow. Yesterday, I mean. How do you think the Lions are going to do in the playoffs? So tough to say. I want them to win, but I don't know for sure. Halfway through the season, the Canucks go on a tear of 8 to 10 games. Well, they're already 4. They've won 4 in a row right now. Treat it like lying for the buffet. Yeah, I can't believe I said that, Nation. Nation, it was great. Oh, yeah. I saw Nation and Carl, too. Great to see you guys at the game last night, too. We all do it. I have friends bringing their kids up to a certain age. Yeah, I'm not saying that you should. A YouTuber Ninja today and a buddy watched their first NHL game. Oh, interesting. What did they say about it? Do you think DeBrusque is a permanent fit with JT and Brock? No, I don't. I actually think DeBrusque ends up with PD somehow. It would be stupendous to see Clay bring Sean to a game in a baby carrier. I don't think I can lift him. I don't think I can move him. Sean's a big boy. But yes. Sean is, for example, we were bringing him to games when he was like 3 months old, 5 months old, 6 months old with no ear protection. I wouldn't bring a 2-year-old. It's so loud and crazy in there sometimes, maybe 4 or 5, but it's not convenient. Yeah, no, Jack, that's totally fair. I did not worry about that. And maybe that's why Sean is such a hardcore fan right now. Helen says, bring earphones or earmuffs for the kids. Favorite herb and vegetable for meals? Huh. I'm pretty plain Jane. I'm a salt and pepper type guy. I don't need a lot of spice. But if you're asking about veggies itself, I like honey glazed carrots. I love zucchinis. Those are 2 of my favorite veggies. Blueger and Sherwood look amazing together. I agree. They look great. They look great for sure. Well, I better catch up. I'm 6 minutes behind because I spent so much time talking about sneaking kids into the arena. So I'll do questions only to catch up. Would you agree that the Canucks have no intention of bringing Demko back the second he's medically cleared? I would agree that there's no rush to bring him back as long as Lankinen is playing well. Sorry, guys. I'm just jumping to questions only so I can catch up. Can the Orca logo ever go away? I doubt it. My understanding is Aquilini's like it, so it won't go away. When you go to an event, not to a hockey game, what do you specifically like go to? Why? I think you're asking me specifically where I go to non-hockey games. I like concerts. Yeah, I like concerts and shows. That's an outing and restaurants. Yeah, I presume your Sundays, Pastor Dan, are very busy just by the nature of being a pastor. Four Nations tournament is in February in Montreal and Boston, and it's Canada, US, Sweden, and Finland. All NHL players, best on best. It's going to be awesome. It's going to be awesome. Look up Four Nations face-off. Oh, Diwali night is tomorrow. Thank you. I thought it was Wednesday, so I guess it's tomorrow. Great. Wednesdays is firefighter night. See, I got to learn these things. Does a player on LTR get his name on the cup? Great question. Can someone answer it? I would think so. Yes, I do know that the Hughes brothers play for the Devils, BCBC. Thank you. Will the Canucks win a cup in the Miller era? I'd like to think so. I'd like to think they're going to be a contender for the next 3 or 4 years. I think Brock is going to be right on the bubble, Armand. Like 12th forward or 13th forward or first cut. I think if he has a good season as he started, I think he will make the team. No DeBrus just yet. No concerns just yet, RV. It's only been 7 games. I do drink Pepsi, no water. I think Besser will make the team. I don't think Garland will get a sniff. Swerve and Irving. Just I wouldn't say his ceiling isn't as high as Brock's for sure. Yep, exactly. They can win in California. Their season, their opponents are not, their schedule. That's the word I'm looking for. Is not that tough to start off for sure. Okay, you're right. Even more amazing. Sean bringing Clay to a game in a baby carrier, a strap-on baby carrier. He could probably lift me. Ron's predicting an L. Why? If you could only eat chicken and rice for a full Canucks preseason, regular season, and playoffs for the cup, would I do it with no seasoning? There are a lot of things I would do for the cup. That one I could do. Money Puck currently placed the Canucks as having the highest percentage chance of winning. I did not see that, but Pastor Dan, but I will go look for that right after this. No problem, Lena. Nice to see you. Sherwood and Joshua are going to be a nightmare. I agree. No, Harry, I'm not late, but I don't need to go super early unless I'm watching the game in Encore or a suite, and then I'll go early to eat the food. But no, I will go. I'll find out what time the actual act starts, the on stage, and I'll time it accordingly from there. I don't know about the curling tournament. 5-3 Canucks and Baines. Like it, Shannon. I like it. 41 regular season games or 1 game in the final. Get your name. Thank you, Irvin. I knew someone would know. 5 years ago tomorrow was my first Canucks home game. They beat Florida 7-2. Nice. Nice. No, I wouldn't say that. I every list I see has Ottinger, Hellebuck, Demko, and Swayman as the 4 leading candidates. I think if he's playing healthy by Christmas, they'll take him. Yeah, there we go. 41-1. Thank you, Skytrain Elfrin. Buffet Chinese food, not my favorite. Thank you, Unpaved, as well, for sharing. Were they both wins too, Ron? St. Louis trade Oshie and Colorado trade Duchesne on their way to Cups. Who in the Canucks core could you realistically see being traded en route to a Cup? I don't know if you call him core, but I can see Garland getting traded. Yeah, because I don't think you trade Besser, Miller, or PD. So like Garland's like the next tier down. Besser's in if he puts up a lot of goals in the next few weeks because of Miller, Crosby, Letang. Well, remember it was Crosby and what's his face? Chris Kunitz. Chris Kunitz would ride Crosby's coattails to all those international tournaments. If you could add one forward, defender, and goalie from all time. Oh, this is a great question. Well, goaltender, I'd add Luongo because I think he's the best all-time Canucks goaltender. Defender, I would probably bring Matthias Olin on this team. Matthias Olin or Kevin Bieksa. Bieksa would shore up that right side. And one forward, tough to not say yes to the Sedins, but I'd bring Bure. So I'd bring Bure, Bieksa, Olin, and Luongo. Yeah, that you named it, Tyler. They'll be good in a few years, but just not yet. Armand, they're gonna have to give up 2 or 3 assets. One of them could be one of Willander or Lekaramaki, which I don't want to do, but it'll be 2 or 3 assets. Yeah, they're in a total rebuild for sure. First and a blue chip prospect. There you go, says Sam. Would I give up Garland or Hoglander in a trade? Honestly, G-Van, yes, but it depends what else. I don't know Garland, Anderson, or Hoglander, Anderson 1-for-1. That doesn't get it done. So then what's the something else? That would determine it for me. You have to give up quality to get quality. What's your biggest red flag? Swerve Irvin, I won't answer this, but do you mean for the Canucks or do you mean in people and in life? I'll answer it. I just want you to clarify it for me, please, for sure. Ken, I think you can have toughness without having like a fighter enforcer. I'm not saying that's what you're saying, but when Joshua comes back, they'll be a bit tougher. Sherwood sure plays tough. I don't think you'd disagree with there. Bluger's pretty gritty. Desharnais can be gritty. Myers can be kind of gritty. Miller plays gritty. So yeah, they're not going to steamroll through any teams, but I actually do think they're tough enough. They have a lot. I know it's kind of contrasted by a lot of kind of speedy wingers and forwards or smaller forwards, Garland, obviously Hoglander, PD, Sprong, but even Besser, Besser's not afraid to make, like, he's not going to fight, but he's a big body. So I do think the Canucks are tough enough. All time, like ever. You mean, non-Canucks? Oh, from all time to the current Canucks. I'm sorry. Okay. So then I bring Gretzky on this team. He's the best player of all time. I bring Gretzky on this team. I bring I'd probably bring like a Paul Coffey or Ray Bourque. And then I would bring a prime Patrick Wall. Yep. Best place to park at Rogers. Is it Costco? Depends what hookups you have. Yeah, Costco's close, but it's very expensive. You can find decent street parking on Dunsmuir. That's not too expensive. Yeah, Jed, thankfully I messed up and it was all time, like all teams, not just the Canucks. But I'd rather shore up the right. I like Edler a lot, but I liked Olin a lot. I can't refresh me though. Did Olin play on the left side or the right side? Take care, Unpaved. Okay, gonna wrap up the next 5 minutes. On my own personal red flag, people who lie and people who overpromise, like people who don't take accountability. I have no problem with people making mistakes. I have no problem with people not getting things done, but as long as they're honest about it and they take responsibility for it. My biggest pet peeve, even more than people lying, is people that don't take accountability for themselves. That's my biggest red flag. When I go to a restaurant in Vancouver, when I travel and you're not in Vancouver, where do you specifically go to eat? Favorite foods? Yeah, I always seek out a good Japanese food. Japanese and Italian are my two favorite foods. Trump or Harris, no comment. Don't need to vote. Don't care. Garland has been driving his line for a while. He is more important to the team than Pedersen. That's fair. And and even Rick Tocchet has said that Garland drives that line right now. Clay, you need the Canucks to win as much as we all do. Yes, we all need the Canucks to win. Forsberg skate issue today. Allmark and Forsberg switched in goal 3 times. I did not know that. Oh, interesting. I didn't hear about it. Player like Letang in our decor. I do feel Ian Cole was underrated here. Yeah, he was okay. If not, Rasmus Anderson, who do you think could be a good ad? Or early December? Yeah, this one, Armand, I'd have to do a bit more studying on contracts and players that we could realistically add. So probably not in a position to answer this part right now. Sorry. Trade Garland for Perry and pick for the playoffs. No, I thought Smiley, Helen, no, of course I choose Hughes. I thought it was add a former all-time player to the current roster. I thought that was the original question, was add a player to the current roster. Well, it's too far back now, but so obviously, yeah, if you could add one forward, defender, and goalie from all time to the current Canucks, who do you choose? So Hughes is a current Canuck. That's why I didn't pick him. For sure. Someone said Bobby Orr, but yeah, I didn't get a chance. He'd be good, obviously, but I didn't get a chance to see him play. That's okay. People can ask. I just don't have to answer. Is Anderson for sale? If there's a chance that Calgary doesn't think they're going to resell him, resign him, then yeah, it would behoove them to get assets for him. Give out Sven Berchi. Yes, I would do that deal as well. Team is overly tough. That's fair. Tough team. Susie Meyer, Sherwood, Susie. Yeah, it must be tough. He's in there twice. Joshua Desharnais. Bobby Orr would be great. Yes, for sure. Hello, Burned. Greg Adams. He was good. Healthy Bobby Orr. Prime Wayne Gretzky. Of course. Yes. Imagine the Leafs are the team to break the Jet. It's weird. If they get through the Leafs, they have 2 wimpy opponents after that. They could break the all-time record of 10 games to start a season, 10 straight wins. Yeah. Canucks at times had no luck in drafting. They weren't great. Yes, Austin, I will be at the game tomorrow. Oh, I like this. Gretzky, Niedermayer, and Hasek. Would you say you possess any red flag? Oh, yeah, for sure. I have a temper, believe it or not. I do have a temper that, like, it's not a violent temper, but I do yell once in a while. When I'm mad at the kids, Gail says I sound like my dad, which I'm fine with. Yeah, I don't like having any massive character flaws, but I have my own vices and my own, no character flaws. I would say that, like anyone else. I'm not saying I'm going to promote all of them in here. Japadog every day, all day. Olin was on the left. That makes sense. If we win the Stanley Cup, can we all kiss you? Sure, Sam. If I usually say keep your fantasies out of this, but that's fine. If I could get any player, I'd take a Prime Lemieux over Gretzky. That's fine. He's good. Random parking. Yeah, if you don't mind walking, you can find decent parking rates for sure. Fake rivalry. I don't think the Kraken are our rivals yet. They haven't had any playoff or any. You usually get a rivalry from an ugly incident or a playoff series, and we haven't had either yet. I am winning all 3 hockey pools that I'm in, Simon. It's early, but yes, I'm winning my fantasy one, which is the salary cap year over year. I'm winning my church guys one, which was an auction pool, which is very, very interesting. And I'm winning my mom's work pool, but it's still early. Would Petey, Hoglander, and Garley be a line that can sustain offense for the playoffs? Yep, I do. Don't trade Garland. That's fair. I hope they don't trade Garland as his wife is pregnant. They're expecting. Yeah, you can still have the baby somewhere else, though, but I hear what you're saying. Perry's a bad omen. Ian Furnace of the Kraken hates Tyler Myers. Yeah, why are they so mad at him again? Trade for Grubauer? No thanks. I think he would trade a Suter or Susie before Garland. What are you going to get for those guys, though? Garland is leading the line. It'd be insane to trade him. Gotta wonder what Chef Alvin is cooking. Kearns and Hughes, that would be a pair. Wizards Beyond Waverly is coming. Okay, good luck. Enjoy. My red flag is I'm a Canucks fan. I can never see you angry, Clay, or picture. No, I can get mad, but thank you. I'll take that as a compliment. And there's a lot of other stuff that I won't be able to get to because I think Cool Runnings or The Great Outdoors, I've never seen either. I've only spoken with Dan Russell. I've had him on my show, but I've never met him in person. For the hockey players pool, do you bet on the players that are on your list? Do you bet on them? No. Are you asking me how do I choose players, or are you asking me how do our hockey pools work? I don't know if Otani is a gambler. Okay. Thank you, friends. It is 11:57. By the time I do all my wrap up, it'll be 12 o'clock, and that will be perfect. Thank you, everyone, for joining me tonight, moderators. Thank you for keeping this a safe and respectful place. Members, that's legendary Lucas Gates, legendary Andrew Chang, Hall of Fame and franchise members. Thanks for your support. By the way, we had a great Legend and Hall of Fame group Zoom chat just before we came on here tonight, so that was a lot of fun. And thank you to all of you for watching, liking, and subscribing. On your way out, you can subscribe, like, and leave a donation. Thank you for your support. Thanks to Jason Lim and Van City Experts. Gosh, I got to remember to use the right background for the second half of my show. So there it is, Van City Experts. Thank you to Jason Lim, and thank you to Coach Patrick Lee, weight loss coach. And thanks to all of you who went above and beyond tonight with your generosity. And that was Skytrain Elfin with the $10 donation, Matthew with the $3 donation, G-Van with the $3 donation, and then Skytrain Elfin coming through huge with the $25 donation, the 5 franchise membership gifts. Don't forget on your way out as well that you can purchase, you can go visit canuckclay.threadless.com for some Canuck Clay merch. And don't forget my shows this week. Very important that I remind you that tomorrow night is Canucks After Dark at 10, but no CCC. Tuesday night, CCC at 11. Wednesday night, CCC at 11. Thursday night, members only at 11. And there we go. If you're at the game tomorrow night, enjoy it. I will not be able to make plans to meet any of you just because I'm not sure, still confirming where I'm watching the game from. But I hope you guys do enjoy the game tomorrow night and that we see a 5th straight win for the Vancouver Canucks. I'll end this poll. 81% of you saying Lankinen should start tomorrow and not Archer Shilovs. And yes, I'll play the horn for you because Swervin Irvin did donate, but right after I'd click end stream. So this is for you, Swervin Irvin from last night. And there we go. A late donation last night from Swervin Irvin, a late acknowledgement from me tonight. Let's give some love to Swervin Irvin in the stream. But my friends, it is time for me to go. So as always, don't forget to rate the joke in the chat on a scale of 1 to 10 on your way out. Stay safe. Stay healthy. Take care of yourselves and take care of each other. You know, I've often considered dedicating my entire life savings, spending my entire life savings on pasta. Yes, spending my entire life savings on pasta. But I just don't know if it's going to be worth every penny. Every penny. God bless. And go Canucks go. Booyah.